Welcome to the second video on chapter 4. In this video, we are going to deal with factors which influence distribution network design. The kind of distribution network that we have, it will affect both the cost as well as the customer experience. Since customer experience leads to revenue, affects the revenue, therefore distribution affects both the cost as well as the revenue. So while designing a distribution network, we have to consider both the things, the cost of putting up the network and cost revenues that it can drive. As we will see in subsequent slides, that a distribution network, the kind of distribution network that you choose, it will affect both the revenue as well as cost. The choice of distribution network, it can achieve supply chain objectives from low cost to high responsiveness. As we have seen earlier, low cost means here, and responsiveness, it is going to affect our revenue. If responsiveness is high, then one should expect higher revenue from the customers. In particular, the factors which influence distribution network design are: one is customer service. This customer service is going to affect our revenue. And second is supply chain cost, which will affect our costs. And revenue and cost together, they are going to affect the profitability of the company and the supply chain. The factors which contribute to customer service, which are regarding to the supply chain, are response time. Response time means how quickly the company is able to respond to the queries or demand of the customer. Product variety, whether a company can supply large variety from the distribution network or it requires different kind of distribution networks for different kind of products. Third is about product availability, which means how quickly the product is available to the customer. If you have lot of inventory, then product availability will be high. If inventory is low, product availability will be low. So this response time, product variety and customer availability, they all affect the customer service. Similarly, we have customer experience, order visibility, and how easy it is to return the product in case either replacement or refund is required by the customer. All these factors, they influence the customer service and therefore affect the revenue of the company. Then we look at the supply chain costs. We have looked at supply chain drivers. It is same things which are appearing here now. So the factors which affect supply chain costs as far as network design is concerned, it is facilities and handling facilities, the inventories, the transportation, and the information network. In particular, we are interested in number of facilities when we are talking about network design. What are their functions? What are their locations? And what are their capacities? These three aspects we will deal with in chapter 5. In chapter 4, we first start with number of facilities and we look at what are various typical and distribution network designs that are generally used. So these three parts are going to be dealt in chapter number 5. Now I move to number of facilities. Let us have a big picture on how many facilities are required for a distribution network. First one, we have seen that there are different kind of costs which are involved. One is the facility cost. So if we have more number of facilities, the cost of facility goes up because you require more land, you require more space, you require more buildings. You will notice that this particular curve increases, but it is not a straight line. Towards when the number of facilities are large, it tends to increase faster. What it means is that initially there is economies of scale is not there. So as you add more and more number of facilities, there is a lot of repetition of handling and other features which may be there in the facility. Therefore, cost it tends to increase much faster as you have more number of facilities. So a company would like to have least number of facilities. If number of facilities are low, then facility cost will be low. Then look at another cost. This is about impact on inventory cost if we have different number of facilities. If number of facilities are more, inventory cost also goes up. Again, you will notice that it is not a straight line. Although it increases, but it does not increase at constant rate. It increases at decreasing rate. The reason for this is that due to aggregation, the safety inventory requirement, it comes down if you have got more number of facilities. Now let us look at the third one, which is about the transportation cost. If we have more number of facilities, transportation cost, it tends to come down. And then it tends to increase. The reason is that initially, if we have more number of facilities, then your transportation costs actually it starts coming down. The reason is that earlier you were moving very large distances and again these were moving backwards. But in case you have got one more facility here, then goods may not move backwards. This is one of the theory. And secondly, after you have got good number of facilities, after that if you increase the number of facilities, this advantage you do not get indefinitely, but you start increasing the costs. The reason for this is that as the density of facilities increase, the advantage of cost benefit from the transportation, it does not happen. So in last 3 slides, we have looked at facility, we have looked at inventory, and we have looked at transportation. Let us add all the cost together and then look at how many facilities will be required. So let us look at those 3 graphs which we have made earlier. First was related to facilities. So we have seen this is the first graph about facilities. Second is about inventories. And third is about transportation, which falls and then starts increasing. Since all the costs are incurred, so therefore we add facilities cost plus inventory cost plus transportation cost. When we add all these 3, the total cost, this plus this plus this is this, this plus this plus this is this point, this plus this plus this is this point. So total cost, logistics cost will be something like this. What it says, if number of facilities are small, if there are very few, you will have total cost like this. But if you increase the number of facilities, your total logistic cost tends to go down. It goes down because of transportation. Because other 2 costs are increasing, it is only the transportation which is coming down dramatically. And after some time, if you keep on increasing the number of facilities, you reach a stage where there is no great benefit in terms of total cost. But if you increase the number of facilities further, then your total cost tends to increase. Because now transportation is also going up and inventory and facilities, that is also going up. So total cost, it first starts coming down, then it starts going up. Therefore, how many facilities we should have? So here we have got a cost, and let us look at where we have got the least cost. We have got the least cost here. So this will give us an idea how many facilities we should have. That is what is shown here. Total cost is minimum around this place. And if we draw a line here, this gives us an idea how many facilities are required. In this graph, we have only looked at costs. We have not looked at the benefits of the facilities. Now in the next slide, let us also look at benefits of the facilities. Now if we have benefits of the facilities can be captured by response time. As we have more number of facilities, which is shown here, response time will be less. And if we have got fewer number of facility, response time is going to be large. Customers tend to prefer lower response time, which means more number of facilities. In other words, if number of facilities are large, customer will have very low response time and therefore responsiveness of the supply chain will be higher. But as we have seen earlier, if number of facilities are very large, in that case logistic costs are high. So now let us put both the benefits as well as costs on the same graph, which is done in the next slide. In the next slide, total logistic cost, which we have shown earlier, which was composed of inventory, facilities and transportation. 2 slides earlier we have seen how to get this total logistic cost, and in the previous slide we have looked at this response time and number of facilities. If number of facilities are large, response time it starts coming down, and in case number of facilities are small, response time is large and logistic cost is so much. If we also put this in terms of money, response time, if we put this in terms of money, then we should be able to add both. So it is total logistics cost plus cost of response. In that case, we will get a curve which is something like this. So this total cost is cost of logistics and cost of response time. So what it says is that the total benefit is maximum or total costs are minimum when we have so many of facilities. So number of facilities that we design, we should look at both the customer as well as the cost, or as we said, profit is equal to revenue minus cost. This is from the customer point of view, which is response time, and cost, which is from the company point of view. So total minimum cost is achieved when we have number of facilities here. As far as customer is concerned, he would like to have more and more of facilities because response times keeps coming down. But on the other hand, logistic cost, they keep increasing. So there is a trade-off. You will also see if customer concerns are not to be considered, so number of facilities that we would have required are much less because this is the minimum point. But if we include also the concerns of the customer, that it moves on the right hand side. So with this, thank you, and we will go to the next video.